Hello, dear class. I'm very glad to see you here. Let's start. Tell us your name, where you're from, and what is your favorite culture. What cultural stuff do you like? Okay, Todd, you can start. Also participate in introduction part.
Let me know each other better. So,
Okay,
Todd,
tell us.
from Denver, Colorado, U.S., and I love my culture. I love where I live.
Okay, Susanna.
My name is Susana. I'm from Santiago, Chile, and my favorite culture is Japanese, I think.
Okay, yes. Very specific culture, I can tell you. Carlos, okay.
I'm Carlos. I'm from Mexico, and I like my culture.
And what exactly part? What part of your culture do you like?
Uh, I like Oaxaca culture.
Okay. I'm Ellen, I'm from Ukraine, and my favorite culture is Hispanic culture. I like that friendly people, that family are together. This part of culture very like, and also I like Western Ukrainian culture. People are very friendly and kind there. It's a lot of stereotyping that Ukrainian doesn't friendly to Russian, Western Ukraine. It's not so true. I really like this culture as well. Okay, here is my class rules, and please we will ask Todd to read these rules out loud for practicing listening. Please, Todd, read it
All
out
students
loud.
must be on time. Do not come to class late. All students must answer one by one. Do not interrupt each other. Raise your hand when answering a question and wait for the teacher to call on you.
Okay, here is Spanish variant. I see you're not the first time in this class, so I think you just know all this rule even without helping of that. Today we will learn about American culture. Let's we watch a video. Todd, you also watch the video and about some American culture, and let us know what is really true about your country culture and what is stereotype and gossip. Just clear. I want to change some opinion about some gossips about American culture and some truth about American culture. I want to learn more about the culture. Maybe I will learn something new. But before, I would like to do some vocabulary activity to learn some new words. Okay, let's we do that first. Okay, we thought read the word and definition, and we will see learn the new words in this
Cultural
way.
diversity is the state of having a variety of cultures in the same area.
Okay.
Cultural health, a place in which important ideas begin and then spread to surrounding cultures.
Okay.
Cultural diversity, you already did that one.
Don't know this word?
You already did that one, Ellen.
Okay, okay. Okay.
Cultural reason is an area in which people have many shared cultures. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, many have shared cultures. Uh,
Okay. Okay, okay, sorry. It jumps. Braid, okay, read the braid, please.
the number of 5 births each year per 1,000 people. Oh, birth rate. You forgot an H.
I think it's slip of pen from where I took it. It's, yes.
Yeah, you didn't do it right. Culture trait is an activity or behavior in which people often take part in.
Okay, I think it's, let's read the definition of culture.
Culture the beliefs, values, and practices that a group of people have in common.
Okay.
immigrant person who leaves the country to live elsewhere.
Okay.
Culture division expresses spreading culture traits from one person or society to another. Death rate, the number of people that die per year per 1,000 people.
Here is our vocabulary. It's not exactly vocabulary to the video. It's just a cultural vocabulary. It's very hard to translate to the other language. It's the easier way is to read definition. If it's completely new for you, some of these words, I will send you the link. What do you think, guys? I will send you the link and new words will. Everything is clear about this vocabulary. Susana, Carlos.
This is clear about the subject or the...
No, about the vocabulary in general, about the definitions, what he read.
Yeah, it's clear.
Good, okay. Susana, is it clear?
Yes, yes, it is.
Okay, let's watch the video about American culture. And we discuss this stuff with Stuart. Is it really true or it's some stereotyping and biases? We figure out this stuff. Okay. Let me know, can you hear it?
Hey, hold up a second. You
Can you hear it?
Yes, yes.
may not want to do that. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 American customs that may be offensive in other countries.
Come on, Robin! Finish it!
For this list, we'll be looking at actions that are considered completely normal in American culture, but aren't exactly welcomed in others due to different understandings and traditions.
This is Natalia.
What's up?
She's my sister.
Number 10, wearing shoes in the house.
Yeah, I'm fine, man. I just stubbed my toe. Oh, well, be careful, man. Be careful. We're using the house. Safety. Safety first, then teamwork.
Our first entry actually makes a whole lot of sense. Honestly, Americans may be wise to take note. In many Asian and Caribbean cultures, you are expected to take your shoes off when entering a home for sanitary reasons. Think about it. When you're outside, your shoes come into contact with endless amounts of dirt and germs. A study published in the scientific journal Environmental Science and Technology revealed that 2/3 of household dust comes from soil tracked or blown in from outside. Taking your shoes off at the door prevents health hazards. And when you have children playing on the carpets, you want to prevent some unwanted illness. So Americans, take them off, would you?
In my house shoes. In my house shoes. In my house shoes.
Number 9, altering your meal with condiments.
Kind of good. Need a little hot sauce, but it's kind of good though.
In the States, it's not uncommon to drown our favorite foods in ketchup, mustard, mayo, vinegar, relish, whatever the heart desires. It's almost expected. That is not the case, however, in many places abroad. In countries like France, Italy, Spain, and Japan, treating food with condiments can be considered a major insult. In these countries, it's understood that a meal is carefully prepared and designed to achieve a specific taste. Altering the meal is an insult to the chef, and essentially saying the meal is not good enough to be eaten on its own, and needs flavor just to be bearable. Probably not what Americans intend, but that's the message received.
Yeah, like with us being,
Number 8, showing the soles of your feet.
That's what needs Robin. Come on, harder, harder, harder.
Like our first entry, there's a certain amount of logic behind this one that we totally get. That and an understanding of symbolism. It all has to do with the fact that the sole of your foot is the lowest part of the human body and that it touches the dirty ground. In many Buddhist, Hindu, Muslim, and Arab cultures, this means the foot symbolizes the lowest level of humanity and, well, dirt. So if an American reveals the sole of their foot to another person, the message conveyed is that they think the other person is only worthy of, yes, dirt. That's not exactly received as a compliment. Number 7, asking, what do you do?
So what do you do for a living?
I'm a dancer. Ballet. No. Exotic.
In American culture, asking someone about their job is totally normal. It's one of those go-to conversation topics when you meet someone new and don't have a lot to talk about. People typically use it to be polite, feigning an interest in the person across from them.
It's sort of embarrassing to ask at this point, but what do you do for work?
Me and my roommates have we're starting an internet website.
The thing is, in many other countries, inquiring about someone's job is not polite at all. In countries like the Netherlands, it's actually considered fairly insulting because it implies you will treat a person differently based on their employment status. Particularly in countries with social welfare systems, it emphasizes a concern for class and social status, rather than the personal qualities and values that make a person unique.
So you're a paleontologist, right?
Yeah.
My cousin's a paleontologist.
Huh?
Number 6, blowing your nose in public.
Okay.
For a few of these entries, you may be starting to notice a pattern pertaining to cleanliness. Totally understandable. Cleanliness is related to health, and who wants to get sick? And when blowing your nose, you're potentially spreading germs, and nobody wants that. But in countries like China, Japan, France, and some Middle Eastern countries, it's as much about politeness as cleanliness. After all, blowing your nose is a form of spreading germs that a person can actually control. A sneeze is involuntary, but blowing one's nose is a completely conscious choice. So for future reference, Americans, be sure to head to the bathroom.
If you're feeling simply, give a hug and get relief. Blow, blow, blow your nose.
Number 5, finishing off your plate. In America, polishing off your plate is a compliment. It means you thoroughly enjoyed your meal, and not doing so may send the message that you disliked your food.
She's gonna puke. But Robin did not puke. She ate that bite and stood up proud.
However, in countries like China, the Philippines, Thailand, and Russia, the exact opposite is true. Finishing your plate means that the host did not prepare enough food for you. While Americans probably hope to compliment their host by eating everything on their plate, they are actually implying the host did not provide enough in the first place. If you really want to make your host happy, leave a bite or two behind. Also, in an Arab country, don't refuse food you're offered. It's considered disrespectful.
Tina, eat. Food.
Number 4, laughing with your mouth open.
Could you pay me in advance?
Alright, in Japan, this one proves to be offensive on 2 levels. First, like many on this list, it's a little unsanitary. Laughing with your mouth open can spew germs into the air to infect all in the area. So yes, those in your vicinity may not be too thrilled. But there's actually another reason why this custom is considered insulting. In Japan, the visual and auditory experience of open-mouthed laughter is compared to horses squealing. Women in Japan will usually cover their mouths when laughing in public places. It's only polite to separate yourself from the animals. Number 3, using your left hand for anything.
Like 1 out of every 9 Americans, I'm left-handed. And let me tell you, it ain't all peaches and cream. Your writing gets smeared. Lord help you if you want to drive a standard transmission.
Okay, in America, it doesn't really matter whether you use your right hand or left to do anything. It's not even a thought that crosses anyone's mind. But in many Middle Eastern and African countries, the left hand carries special significance. Historically, the left was the hand used during sanitary procedures.
You should not eat with your left hand. In India, we eat with the right hand. Left hand is considered to be unclean.
Specifically, the left hand with some water is used in lieu of toilet paper. Because of this, presenting another person with the left hand is associating that person with the dirtiness of, well, you get the picture. As we are sure all our viewers can understand, it's offensive to be associated with that. Better play it safe and use the right hand.
Well, your left hand's free and your right hand grip with another left hand watches right and slip.
Number 2, throwing a thumbs up.
I like Halloween very much. It's nice.
There are a lot of common hand signs out there that can be interpreted as vulgar elsewhere. You have the peace sign, the A-OK, crossing your fingers. You may have to think about that one. But the most widely spread offensive hand sign is the thumbs up.
Thumbs up, dude. Good pitch.
For many countries in the Middle East, Latin America, and Europe, the thumbs up sign is the equivalent of the American middle finger. You all know what that means. But here's the thing. It's a major problem for Americans, because in America, the thumbs up is probably the most positive sign you can give someone, except for, of course, the double thumbs up. Sadly, that is not the case abroad. Be warned, Americans. Restrain yourselves. No thumbs up. You'll thank us later.
And my own personal thumbs up.
Before we unveil our number one pick, here are some honorable mentions.
Yeah, wear a shirt, the bitches lift it all up. I'm tapping my body till I filled it all up.
Number one, tipping.
I don't tip. You don't tip? No, I don't believe in it.
Of all the entries on this list, our number one pick is probably the most well-known. With that said, Americans continue to make this mistake, and it continues to be offensive. Tipping is such a difficult custom to navigate because not tipping holds such a stigma in the United States.
Let's get one thing straight. If you live in America, you have to tip.
In America, tipping is expected in restaurants, as waiters depend on them, and customers are chastised if they tip poorly. However, in countries like Japan and South Korea, tipping is actually frowned upon because it's considered charity. In these countries, waiters take pride in their job and are insulted by the added incentive to do a good job. Ultimately, it signals a lack of respect. So when you're out to eat in certain Asian countries, it's best that you just don't do this.
Should we not tip her?
Well, I don't want to get yelled at.
Do you agree with our list? What American custom do you think is the most offensive abroad?
Blow your nose. Don't use your sleeve. That's totally gross.
For more interesting top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
So you're telling me that you leave your shoes on, your muddy shoes, on in this house?
Okay. Some of the traditions for kissing this in this way and saying this is my sister, I thought it was his wife. And the other with the shoes, I have heard about it. And some missionaries entered to the house with the shoes. It was, I saw this before. But what do you think, George? Was this video all true?
I just go through the list of them, like, shoes typically in the house I grew up in, we would always take them off. And we wouldn't walk around in the house with them. And that's a lot for a lot of people, actually. I mean, some people will walk through the house with them on, some, and then take them off, but a lot of times you just put them down somewhere.
What about the first one, do you think?
Putting stuff on food, you know, that's, you want to have something that tastes good, so we're going to put stuff on it. It's pretty much self-explanatory. Blowing your nose in public, it's not really that big. You don't really do it that often. Tipping, the waitresses only get a minimum wage job, right? It's like only $2-3 an hour. So they have to make tips and make ends meet. You know, that's what they do. So
everything is true, yeah?
Yeah, like in the U.S., you know, we'll wave with our left hand. Yeah, by accident. In Muslim countries, they never do that. You never show the foot of your sole or your foot, or, you know, do thumbs up. But
yeah,
you come to the U.S., it's, you know, it's
okay.
you have to experience on your own.
Makes sense.
I think it's kind of a stupid video, to be honest with you.
Okay, thank you for honesty. But anyway, it's in sarcastic way showing of some cultures. Yeah. What about you guys, about Mexican culture? about Chilean culture, Susana? What can you say? Some example of Chilean culture here in the restaurant instead of kissing to almost a stranger. What else can you say?
I don't know. Maybe for people of other countries, it's weird that we share with a kiss in the check to everyone, even people we don't know.
But I saw the video recently that it's not allowed to eat using fingers. In Ukraine, we can take some sandwich with finger and eat it this way. But in Chile, you have to have a special fork for all food. Fork for fish.
Obviously, we can eat with the hands. That would be dirty, but I think that in restaurants with foreign food, it is possible.
Oh, Susanna. So what she's saying is like there's like 5 or 6 forks and everything for everything. Like how like you would do like a real fancy arrangement.
No, that's weird. Just in marriage or expensive restaurants, we do that.
I always get confused when I go to restaurants like that.
Yeah, but is it true that you have different fork for fish, one fork for salad, the other fork, different forks for different food? Is it true?
Yes, it's true, but as I said, that isn't common in homes. At home, you just use one.
But in restaurant, you need to use different. Okay, makes sense. Okay, Carlos, what about Mexican tradition? I have heard that in Mexican it's normal to killing somebody, to say jokes which can be offensive in Russia or Ukraine, but in Mexico they say it's okay. Is it true that you like joking around and some jokes are very sarcastic? Is it Mexican tradition?
Okay, we also say jokes, but I don't know if it is offensive in other countries. I've never traveled abroad. I don't know.
Well, the thing
I'm
is,
crazy, but we try not to be offensive.
Yeah, it's what they say. Be careful, don't be offensive. It's a manner of Mexican communication, they told me. But different country, completely different tradition, and it's the best advice to follow all the country tradition. What else can you say, Carlos?
We also have the same tradition as the US. Give tips or, I don't know, using your shoes inside your house. I don't know, we put some sauces in your food, or I don't know.
only difference is their sauce is a lot more spicy than our sauce.
Yes, we also use the spicy sauce in the food. And because yes, we like spicy food, we also use spicy sauce in food.
Yeah.
Instead of ketchup. I think so. We often say. We also, I don't know. We also most of the time we do the same thing that Americans do, or the video.
On the video, what new have you learned about?
But we don't want we know tissue in front of the other person.
Yeah, and
that's very respectful.
Yeah. And what new did you learn about American culture from this video? It's for sarcastic, I agree. But what new have you learned about American culture? For me, it was new to learn that kissing this way is sister. It's okay in American culture. In Ukraine, only girlfriends, boyfriends can do it. Only people in the relationship can do that. But to your own sister, it's really unexpected. What about you? The other
forehead or the cheek. You don't kiss them on the lips unless they live in our, unless they're That's a whole different. That's incest right there. That's a whole
It's not really true from video. It's only not true, yeah?
you don't.
Okay,
You're not
okay.
dating your sister. It's most likely a joke about someone in Virginia, Arkansas, or West Virginia saying they're hillbillies dating their sister.
Like a joke, yeah, makes sense. Yes, we found one of stereotype have been here, a little bit sarcastic there, but most of them was true. So look, take it as a joke if it was a little bit expensive video thought. Okay, what else
Yeah,
can
with in the U.S., roll with the punches. Sometimes someone's gonna say something like a joke, and it's gonna be meant to be funny. Otherwise, some other times it's gonna be said and it's gonna be meant to be insulting. Just it is what it is. I mean, yeah.
I also say about Ukrainian tradition. It's in Ukraine, if you invite some person to your house, you need to give him food. It means that the person is welcome to come, and it's very important to give a food to your visitor. If you invite somebody to your house, buy some food if you are not very good cooking, and to give it as a present. If you come to somebody's house as a visitor, you need to give a present. Let it be one candy, let it be one stuff for the kid, let it be something little, let it be a pen, but it should be with a present. We also have this tradition. If you come to somebody's house, give a little present to the person, and if you invite a visitor, give him the food and give some tea. It can be some tea and cookies, it can be some soup, it can be everything, but it can be all stuff, but you need to give food. It means that the person is very welcome to have a visitor. We have this tradition in Ukraine. What do you think about this Ukrainian tradition, Todd? What do you think about it?
I love it when people give me food.
For sure. I know you like a lot of food. What, Susanna, what do you think about this?
It goes until 9 o'clock.
What?
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, NASCAR race we're watching.
Yeah. What do you think, Susanna, about this?
I think that it is normal. At least in Chile, it's also common to give food to people when they come, or at least give them water.
Yeah.
Or glass of juice, I don't know, but it's normal in every place, I think.
Carlos, what do you think?
To bring some food to your house?
No. If you come to if you invite some visitors to your house, you should give them a food. Maybe it is tea and
yes, it's very common. If they come to my house, if I invite someone to come to my house, I give them some food. They don't need to bring some food to my house, but you can do it if you want. Or if you come to my house, I usually invite you to eat something in my house.
Yeah,
you can do whatever you want in my house because my house is your house.
My home is your home. It's a very common saying. Yes, they try to be friendly. It's very good to invite visitors. It's very popular here. And Ukrainians are very friendly people, and Russians the same traditions. But we have one interesting tradition. If you give to your girlfriend 4 flowers, it's not good, because 4 flowers or 6 flowers can be given only to the grave. But if you want to give a present to your girlfriend, or to your parents, you need to give 3 or 5 or 10 and these numbers. But if you give 4 or 6, it's only for the grave. And a lot of people don't know about this tradition. And if you bring 4 flowers to your girlfriend, it will be very expensive. It's very, very, very expensive stuff to do it. Do you have the same stuff in your country, Todd?
I have the what?
The tradition that you cannot give 4 flowers to your girlfriend or 6. You should give 5 or 3 or 7, but not these numbers.
That's probably more so of an old world tradition. We don't really. Yeah,
So,
no idea.
but how many? Is it okay to give 2
We
flowers?
don't worry about it. We don't do it. We don't care about the number, I guess. I don't know. That's a florist job. We pay the florist to do that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Florist job. Okay. Okay, Susanna, what do you think about it? How many flowers can a boyfriend give you? 4 or 5 is better? 3 or 2 is okay. What do you think?
Here people doesn't care about that. They just pay.
Because if you if the number can be divided on 2, the number of flowers, it's for the grave. But if the number cannot divide on 2, it's okay for the alive person to give these flowers. It's very Russian tradition.
As I said, I think it's weird.
Yes, it is.
I never heard that.
Mm-hmm.
But here people doesn't care about the numbers.
Yeah. I remember once I had this sad story. I had flowers on my windows. It was 5, but one of them died. The flower became ugly, and I have 4. So, oh my goodness, what to do? Throw away the flower, which is okay to have 3, because if I have 4 of them, it will be like on the grave. But I need to have 5 for 3. I have to have. It's very weird, but it's really Russian tradition. The foreign guy should be careful before giving flowers to the girl. Okay, Carlos, have you heard about this tradition?
Give some flower to your girlfriend.
Yes, give some flower, but care about number. The number shouldn't be divided on 2. If it's divided on 2, it's flowers on the grave of the person who died.
We usually give a bouquet of flowers or a bouquet of roses and some chocolate to her.
Yes, but how many flowers?
If you really fall in love, you can give her a serenata, but that's different.
Okay, I think it's only Russian tradition. The number of flowers shouldn't be divided on 2. I think it's really Russian tradition. We see culture difference. It's very common. The best stuff what we can do, just avoid biases and stereotyping. It's the only can have, and it's the best what we can do. What conclusion can you say, Todd, about all the lesson? Are you there? What?
Yeah.
What can you say about the lesson? What conclusion can you give us?
Culture is like a piece of pie that you never heard of or tasted before. You don't know what it's like until you bite into it.
Okay. Thank you for lesson. I hope you learned something new about cultures. And it's very important because it's international class. We are from different countries. 4 countries are here, 4 people in 4 countries. I think it was a useful lesson.
I'll talk to you later, Alan.
Okay, talk to you later. See you. Bye. Un abrazo a todos.